Hello and welcome back to Lightworker Training. My name is Tatiana and the topic of today's video is you don't have to agree. 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 I just feel like I need to say this to everyone because there's some weird kind of parasitic invasion that's happened. Some kind of little thing has gotten into the minds of many people that I encounter. And what this parasite says is, if I don't agree with every single thing that that person has said and done for their entire lives, then I don't agree with them. I don't agree with any of their work. And I have to cancel all of it. I have to throw it all out. I will never look at it or engage with it. That person is a fraud. That person is a shill. That person is controlled opposition. That person is garbage. Just I see this happen all the time. And I just feel like it's very problematic because to me, what these folks are saying, what this parasite is saying, it's not the real person. It's this parasitic infestation. It's this parasitic program that says, if it's not perfect, it's all garbage. If it doesn't perfectly align with every single thing that I believe in this moment, it's all trash. I don't have to look at any of it. I don't have to think about any of it. I can just trash it all. So what this says to me is like, there's a buffet in front of us. All of these things that life has to offer, all of these things that each person has to offer, all of these gifts, right? So each of us brings our gifts forward into the world. And maybe whatever I'm putting forward as the things I'm sharing, the gifts I'm sharing, maybe some of those gifts are delightful to you. Maybe some of those gifts are offensive to you. Maybe some of them are horrible. You're like, oh, I hate what you just said. I hate it. That's fine. I don't care. I really don't. Like, I'm okay whether you receive this gift or not. I'm just putting it out there because that's what feels like a joyful thing for me. A joyful thing for me is to put my gifts out there and understand that not every single gift is going to be for every single person. So if I was at a buffet and there was something on that buffet that I didn't want to eat or my body didn't want to eat, because my body is the one who has to eat it, right? Not me. My body said, nah, I don't, I can't digest that right now. That doesn't feel good to me. And I said, you know what then? Fuck this whole buffet. This buffet is trash. This buffet is garbage. This buffet is terrible because it had something on it my body didn't want to eat. So this is the kind of insanity that I'm seeing in especially some of the truther groups that I pop into every now and then to kind of see what's shaking with those folks. I see this also a lot in kind of the mainstream kind of Instagram hipster wokester kind of folks too, is this thing that's like, well, if you didn't do everything perfect the way that I think you should do it from my point of understanding in this time right now, then you're canceled. So a lot of this kind of cancel culture virus that has infected many, many, many minds in the collective. But let me assure you, that is not you. That is not you. Because you know that you don't have to agree with everything I say to be able to find a little gem over here, a little gem over there. You don't have to eat every single item on the buffet in order to, have a very delicious and satisfying dinner. I mean, it's just basic common sense, right? What are the chances that you go to a buffet where there's hundreds of items on the buffet, and that at that moment in time, you want to eat every single one of those things and you want to eat them all in the same amount? It just doesn't really happen like that. That's not really how things work. And yet there's some crazy ideal like this in the collective. I mean, that's not us. We don't really believe that. And yet, how quick are we to feed energy to this parasite that wants us to demonize anyone that we don't always agree with 100% of the time? So that's a little description of the problem as I'm seeing it. Hope my hair is not bumping my mic too much here. My invitation to you is to just harvest what you can, take what you will, whatever feels nourishing to you. And with anything that I share or anything that you happen to find, please don't turn me or anyone else into an authority figure or some kind of savior that you either have to worship or crucify. That ain't helping anyone. But this is part of the programming in the matrix system, right? So please just harvest what you can, take what feels helpful in the moment. Don't worry about absorbing it all, eating it all, taking it all in. That's a way to a good way to get indigestion, right? It's a good way to feel overwhelmed, to feel like, oh, I'm too stuffed with information. That's why I really encourage people, take a little time in between these videos. Don't binge watch. Take a little time to process. Just get a little tidbit, get a little morsel from this video, a little morsel from that video. Take some time to process, digest, apply, right? I talk about this all the time. Apply it in your daily life. Apply it as you go through your life. Remember these things. And then just don't even worry about the rest. Just leave it. Maybe it's for somebody else. Maybe what I'm saying right now is for somebody else. Maybe it's not for you. It's okay. Just, hey, that's not for me. She must be talking to somebody else because that ain't for me. Maybe it's not for you right now. Maybe at some point in the future, you come back and you revisit that book, you revisit that buffet, you revisit that class, and you say, oh, wow, I heard something new. Ooh, I like that. I didn't hear that last time. Oh, wow, when I looked at the book this time, I was able to take in a different piece. Or, oh, when I went to the buffet last time, I thought that was disgusting. And then this time, that was what my body really wanted to eat. And sometimes it might be that that's never going to be for you. And that's okay. It doesn't mean there's nothing that that person or that class or that book or that restaurant has to offer you, right? It's so obvious to me, and it's so crazy how many people fall into this trap of demonizing a person, an ideology, or something because there's one aspect of it that they don't agree with. Well, just take the part you do agree with, and who cares about the rest? You know what? None of us are going to always be 100% on our game at all times. None of us are going to be 100% right all the time, you know? So maybe the thing that you don't agree with is wrong, or maybe you just have a different perspective on it. You're at a different place. It's all good. Like, don't stress about it. It doesn't mean that that person now has to be deleted from your life, or that there's nothing that person has to offer you. Okay, I think you understand what I'm saying. So it's really important for us to have this time to process through the information. Sometimes when we hear something new that challenges our old programming, challenges the brainwashing, challenges the things we had to go along with to be able to survive, sometimes that can be very triggering. And sometimes that requires a little processing to work through before we can really be open to receiving that information, you know, and different folks are at different places with this, and you will hit up against something in your exploration of yourself, the nature of reality, light work, any of this. You will eventually hit up against something that just creates a huge amount of cognitive dissonance, where you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. This can't be true. You know, you start to justify, argue, defend, explain it away. Hey, it happens to all of us, right? That's why it's important to just take a chunk here, take a chunk there, process it, discern, experiment with the idea and see, does it prove itself to be true? So the truth will always make itself known. The truth is self-evident. So if we're willing and we engage and we experiment and we test, we will eventually come to the truth. But, you know, like I said in a previous video, wait, was that one of these videos? Actually, I think it was the podcast I just recorded. But like I said on that podcast, it's garbage in, garbage out. So if you don't start with clear lines of questioning, you're not going to get helpful results. So we got to be able to release our preconceived notions about things. But if we do that, then the truth is everywhere. The truth is written on all of creation. All of creation is vibrating with this energy. We are vibrating with this energy when we're not in crazy town, when we're actually aligned with the truth of ourselves. So, you know, what I wanted to say about that is just process through, experiment, test it, see the result, Proof is in the pudding, right? So if you like the result that really feels good to your soul, then that's an indication that you're on the right path. You know, you feel more expansive, more love, more joy. That's a good sign. You feel more suffering, more contraction, more need for control. That's not a good sign, right? That's a good sign that you need to get back on track, right? As you do this, you're going to find your path. The things you don't agree with are a clear sign of what your gift is. So even that, there's a gift in there for you to tune into. Okay, I like how this person's doing this, and I like what they're saying about this, but then that thing, something ain't right about that. Well, that could be showing you where you could bring forward a gift. Because maybe they're kind of missing that piece. Maybe in something I'm presenting, I'm kind of missing this, or I'm not quite describing it in the most helpful way. And you get it and you see it and you go, yeah, something not right about that. That's maybe for you to bring forth as a gift. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you don't agree or you're not 100% vibing with something someone's bringing forth, even though you like a lot of what they're saying, maybe there's something there for you. Maybe it's showing you where you could bring a more refined energy to it, more awareness to it, a different way of describing it that actually would be a contribution to the buffet of life. Come on, you gotta put something here on the potluck table. You don't like this thing I brought? Well, then come on, man, bring your own dish. You know, and that's what I think. That is where I think a lot of the cancel culture stuff comes from, is because people haven't brought their dish to the table. When you bring your dish to the table and you're really focused on, I got to make these dishes, I got to share these dishes, you're not so worried about whether somebody fucking put a sprig of parsley on their dish or not. You know what I'm saying? So this is all helping you to find your path, to find what resonates with you for your practice. And so this is very important for each and every one of us to get to a place where we're really in our own creative space, our own sovereign individual space of creation. And like, this is how I'm going to do it. This is what I'm cooking up for that buffet of life. You can tell that I have a lot of stuff in Virgo, maybe because I love gardening, I love food, I love cooking, I love health. But I keep coming up with these food metaphors. And like I said, I was a cook for many years, so that's part of it. Yeah, let's see. I think that's all I got for this topic today. If you don't agree, it's okay. That's the motto for today. Take it or leave it. You know, it's very simple. But I think this piece of like where you don't agree could be showing you your path. Not that it always is, but it could be, you know, because I think a lot of us are seeking for, well, what's the thing that I'm meant to bring forward? These things will help you to tune in. It will help you. So I hope that's helpful. If not, let me know. If so, let me know. Let me know either way. If you want. I love getting comments. I love hearing about what is helpful for you. And please do also let me know if you like what kinds of things you'd like me to talk about and cover, because I do have an agenda of things that I would like to cover in this series of videos. Um, but I will talk on pretty much any topic and just run my mouth and flap my jaws all day long. I love I love talking about this stuff. I'm so passionate about it. And I'm also happy to like just kind of tune in to the energy of things, you know? So if you have questions about that, things that you'd like me to tune into and make videos about, you know, share my findings with you. I was going to say live on air, but it won't be live. It'll be a recording. Then I'll do that. Sounds like fun. So I hope this is helpful. Like I said, drop your comments. Please feel free to share if you feel like this could help somebody who's maybe stuck in a parasitic cancel program. They'd probably be like, "You shared that video with me, you're canceled." But you know, what can you do? What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, lightworkertraining.org is where you can find me. And I look forward to seeing you next time here on Lightworker Training. Bye for now.